I want to address a couple of very specific comments that have been made overnight and again this morning, and I stress again that the AFP always acts independently and acts within the law. In regard to government and political influence that has been commented on this morning, there has been no influence on the AFP in the conduct of this investigation. In fact, the government first became aware of this investigation shortly after the commencement of the operational activity yesterday. Shortly after that, I also spoke to the opposition leader as a matter of courtesy to advise him that the AFP was conducting some operational activity. At the commencement of the operational activity, we also spoke to Senator Conroy. As you would understand, it related specifically to an office that he uses in Melbourne. In regard to this investigation, though, we believe that the offending has been ongoing throughout the conduct of that investigation. And that plays into our mind in terms of the operational strategies that we have to employ for the investigation. So the timing is completely determined by the AFP. It's determined by the status and the progress of the investigation, not by any external factors and not by any government influence. In relation to aspects of privilege, I think it's important to alert you all that privilege has now been claimed, parliamentary privilege has now been claimed on the documents that were seized last night at both the Commonwealth Parliamentary Office and at the private residence. That is not something that we presuppose. That is something that needs to be claimed by the owners of the documents and by the occupiers of the premises. What will happen now, those documents are sealed. The AFP does not have access to those documents. They will be lodged in the Senate and the process will be put into play by the Parliament to determine if parliamentary privilege is afforded to those documents. It is not necessarily the case that parliamentary privilege will be afforded to those documents. A process will be followed. I've seen the reporting and the inferences that the AFP has in some way tipped off media. I would be extremely disappointed if any member of the AFP has alerted the media. I am confident we have not alerted the media. However, my office has this morning had a conversation with the Integrity Commissioner and alerted them to the inferences of political bias and leaking, and I'll be referring that matter to our Professional Standards branch for them to investigate.